While you're looking ahead to your spring and summer travel plans, here's an important thing for that day trip list. Get your tires checked. Chuck Hughes and his team from Hughes Tire and Brake is here with a checklist for your car. And you know, you're in Milan and East Moline, right, Chuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so normally we talk a lot about tires, well, anytime. I was just out in Arizona, and I know they go through tires out there because it's so darn hot.
Heat.
And yeah, and does that make a difference in different weather changes when it comes to the life of a tire?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Especially, you know, the most important part is air pressure. It's always air pressure. And anytime you run a tire low, it tends to build up heat around the shoulders, which we call a hinge point, and that's where we have tread separations and things like that.
I'm glad you mentioned tire pressure, because I do notice sometimes, and you know, when we all have these. A lot of us with newer cars, you have that indicator that tells what each tire is pressured at. Should they all be about the same?
Yes.
All four should be the same?
Yeah, on most vehicles. There are some vehicles that have what we call staggered pressures, where they'll run a little bit less in the front and a little bit more in the rear, but for the most part, they're all the same.
So in general, when the weather starts to get warmer, like we're going through now, your tire pressure should be higher or lower?
Should be a little bit higher.
Run it higher.
Yeah,
when it's warmer.
Yeah, what we like to, well, it will climb when it's warmer. You know, tire's a friction product, and it's full of air or nitrogen, and as that heats up, it expands. So what we recommend is in the door of your car, on the driver's side, there's a tag, and it will give you the tire pressures, the recommended tire pressures from the manufacturers. That's what we recommend.
Use that.
Yeah.
Don't use what it says on the tire.
No, that's for us to fully inflate the tire so we can seat it.
All right.
So that's usually way too high.
That's good to know. Don't. A lot of times we see it on the tire and we think that's what we're supposed to use.
We have a lot of people that will actually look at the tire and they'll air it up until it stands completely.
Oh, that's wrong.
Tall. No, yeah, that's a bit too much.
You don't want a tire standing tall.
Yeah, that's an air-filled hand grenade.
Okay.
So.
Oh my. So do you see? Speaking of that, do you see a lot of tire emergencies?
Oh yeah, yeah. People don't pay as much attention to them until they have an issue, and so that's when the emergency comes in.
It's so true about everything on a car. I just have to say, from a female point of view, or just maybe, you know, not just female, but a person who doesn't know a lot about cars.
Everybody.
Right. We don't think about our cars until something happens, and then we're very irritated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So what do you see in the springtime? What is, as far as things that need to be remedied or looked at?
We have about 5 different things that we like to look at. The first thing is the wiper blades. People tend to use the wipers as ice scrapers instead of using actual ice scrapers. Of course, your tires, belts and hoses. Make sure they're not brittle. We look at, of course, fluids. If we're not already changing the oil or whatever fluid is in there. And then, of course, our tires. The next thing we tend to look at are brakes and suspension. You've been driving around for 6 months with your windows rolled up, and you've had your heat going and Motley Crue blasting through your stereo. You don't hear your brakes chirping or your shocks thumping.
It's true, isn't it? We don't want to listen to our cars. We want to listen to our music or whatever, you know, whatever. And then
you just turn the radio up.
Yes, just turn it up to drown out the sound of your car. So do you guys, you schedule these appointments? You probably don't want to wait till something's really wrong.
Yeah, no, we schedule them. Generally, if you come in for your 5,000-mile oil change or 3,000, whatever it may be, we will go through that checklist automatically.
Okay. I like what you said about windshield wipers, that they're not supposed to be used for ice scrapers. And so that means we need to replace them probably more often than we do.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I replace mine every probably 6 months at minimum.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hard on your windshield wipers, eh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, Chuck, you and your brother, right?
Yeah, my brother Scott.
Yes, running the 2 locations, East Moline and Milan, since family-owned for how many years?
49 years.
Wow-wee. All of your life and beyond.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much?
Yeah, I was 5. Okay.
Well, yeah, me too. Hughes Tire and Brake, folks, East Moline and Milan, and you guys have been going strong for so long, and we love to feature local family businesses, Chuck, and you're a great example of that, and something that we all need.
Sure, we appreciate that.
Thanks, Chuck.